So before I move on to real paper, I'm going to do some practice cows. I'm going to be doing some sketching. So I'm going to very quickly identify simple shapes I can see in my cows. So we're going to have examples at our table that are going to help us. And you can see I'm starting just with the basic shapes. These are quick drawings. These are not meant to be my precious babies. I'm not going to be erasing and trying to make them perfect. I'm just trying to identify the simple shapes on my close-up cow. So I'm going to do lots of little drawings, and I'm going to try and practice that foreshortening technique that we talked about. So I'm always going to start with my cow's nose because that's going to be the largest thing. That's what's closest to me. And typically, we've got kind of a round shape. All cows have nostrils. Sometimes their tongues are hanging out, sometimes not. But as you go further back on their face, stuff is going to get a little bit smaller. Their nose will be the biggest part, and then the top of their heads and their ears will be next because those are going to be the things that are closest to you. So we're just going to quickly practice several different cows and fill up our page. This is just practice because chances are you're at a level 1 on foreshortening. It is not something you have done before. You might be brand new to it. So your first couple of cows might look horrible, and that's okay. This is just the practice portion. You are going to spend as much or as little time as you need, but I do want you to sketch at least 3 cows. You can turn your paper over and sketch more on the back. This is just going to help you get comfortable with how to draw them. Once you've done sketches, you're going to pick one that you like and you're going to draw it really large on a piece of watercolor paper. You want your sketch to fill up the majority of the page. Now, notice I still sketched my cow pretty lightly. I did not draw super heavy with my pencil because I'm going to go back in and add the details. What we're going to learn how to do next week is what you're seeing right here, and that's called a watercolor wash. A wash is a very light layer of color, and it's kind of like the bottom layer of our artwork. All of our details are going to get added later with either a Sharpie or oil pastels, and I'll show you how to do that. But I want you to kind of see where we're going, and I want you to see how large this cow is drawn. He takes up the majority of the paper because he is the focal point of our artwork. Next week, we will be adding the watercolors, and I'll be teaching you how to paint nice and light to get a good watercolor wash. All the details will be added in the final week. So take your time, make sure your drawing looks great, and I hope you enjoy making these close-up cows.